Notating intervals above a given note, including major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished. In order to do this, you need to know how to solve key signatures. You should also know how to identify intervals, and you'll see that this whole process of notating is just identifying intervals in reverse order. Step 1. Draw the new note above the given note according to the interval number. Okay, so here we're asked for a minor sixth above E flat. The first step is simply going to be to write the new note up a sixth. So I count starting on the note that I'm on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get my new note here, which is C. Step 2. Consider the given note as the tonic and determine the key signature for the scale that begins on that note. Okay, so in this case, the lower note is E flat. So if you know how to solve your key signatures, you know that E flat has 3 flats, right? So it's B flat, E flat, and A flat. Okay. Step 3, determine if the upper note is part of the key defined in step 2. And then step 4, adjust accidental if necessary. Okay, now when you're doing this, I want you to refer back to this little diagram here, and to explain that again. 2, 3, 6, intervals of 2, 3, 6, 7 are major within the major scale. If they've been lowered by a semitone, they become minor. If they're lowered by 2 semitones, it becomes diminished. If they're raised by 1 semitone, it becomes augmented. Intervals of 1, 4, 5, and 8 are perfect within the major scale, and when they are lowered, they become diminished, and when they're raised, they become augmented. So you got to refer to that as you're looking at that upper note to see if you need to make changes. Okay, so again, we remember we said that this was in E flat major. Whoops, did I forget to put a flat there? I think I did. E flat major, which has 3 flats, and we wanted a minor 6. So in the key of E flat major, C is part of that key. So this right now, as it's written, is actually a major sixth, okay, which is too wide. So in order to make this smaller, we need to add a flat and make it C flat. Now we have a minor sixth. Okay, let's do another example. Okay, perfect fifth above F sharp. So first thing you want to do is to count up the right number of lines and spaces to get a fifth. So starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, we're going to end up with a C. And consider the key signature of the bottom note F sharp, which is Father Charles goes. Okay, so now you don't need to write these when you're solving these. You can if you want, it doesn't really matter. But you know that C is sharped. So in order for this to be perfect, remember, if it's perfect, it has to be within the major scale. So we have to make that within the major scale. So we add a sharp to that one. Okay, and that's done. Okay, this one, count up a seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a D. Ooh, well, I can't count here. Should be a C. So that's because I forgot to count the first note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're on a C. And consider the key signature of D flat, which is where we're starting. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. C is not flatted in there, so as it is, that is within the key of D flat major, so this is a major 7th right as it is. And diminished fourth. Consider the key signature of the lower note, in this case E major, which has a key signature of 4 sharps. And the first step obviously was to put up my fourth, I did a fifth. So we've got an A. Remember, I just counted 1, 2, 3, 4. In an A major is not affected by the key signature, or the A natural is not affected by the key signature. So to make it diminished, we have to, if you remember, refer back to that diagram. We need to lower that, and now it's a semitone lower than it would be, and that's it.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.